Are you concerned about what's happening in the coastal Delaware and Maryland real estate and mortgage markets? Hi, I'm Dustin Oldfather from the Oldfather Group of Sotheby's International Realty and owner of Motto Mortgage Prosperity. May have dodged a little bit of a bullet here. While government buildings and courthouses are closed to the public, right now essential staff are still in place to allow for the recordings, which means that settlements can still occur. It means contracts that are in force are still going forward. There are some provisions as well. If for some reason the Recorder of Deeds does close, title searches can still be done online, and Fidelity, Old Republic, and a number of title companies have come forward and said that they will allow closings to happen even if they're not able to be recorded. What that means is that things are still moving forward. Everybody's come together. It will mean that we're going to be limiting, it'll change the nature of the settlement process itself. Obviously, there's still mail away possibilities, for settlement documents, but for things that'll be in person, we expect that the gatherings will be limited from 10 people to 5 people soon, which means that if you're a realtor, you probably will go on a walkthrough with your client, and then you will go to settlement and probably sit in your car to make sure that if there's anything that would be needed, you're available. And if you're a loan originator, certainly connect with your client, in advance, and then, congratulate them, be available, but don't expect to be there in person. There are some provisions as well for e-document signing, which means electronic signatures, which if they were viewed by, or basically seen, if an attorney has seen those signatures visually, that they will allow those to be enforceable electronically. So there's a lot of changes coming up, but the good news is that as far as commerce goes for real estate, mechanisms are still in place for transactions to still go forward. A little surprised at the number of contracts that we've had. I've just did a quick assessment of talking to a number of attorneys and title companies. Contracts are down to a degree, which is to be expected, but they have not completely stalled. We've had 4 or 5 new contracts over the past few days, multiple offers on one. A buyer yesterday was coming into town. We have someone who's on a relocation who's coming in on Saturday. So there are very motivated buyers in the market. And the great news is that we can still go forward on all those things. Mortgage applications. If you're on purchase, if you're purchasing a home, expect that you're going to see some volatility of rates. The process should take longer. You should also have a little bit longer timeline for your settlement date. Typically, we do about 45 days. I would push that out to at least 60 days. And there is a new addendum that is going to be released today from the Delaware Association of Realtors just across the street. On the COVID-19 addendum, which is going to give you some flexibility in the case that you were affected or quarantined, or for some reason you were delayed because of the being impacted by the virus. If you are refining, also your expectation should be a 45 to 60 day closing. Right now, because of the historic interest rates and the appetite for refinances, the number of applications is much higher than the banks and lenders can handle. And so the only way they can adjust the number of applications that they're getting is by increasing the rates artificially high to discourage people from applying. They'd rather get your loan, have it close on time, than try to get a lot of applications that they can't close and have a big kind of a cluster of frustration for people who can't get to the table at the rates that they're promised. If you have somebody who's promising you a rate in the 2s, also be wary, because what they're probably doing is expecting to take your application and then they're going to try and float it down. What we're counseling people to do is, when you call us, we're going to start the application process. We want to get you to the right lender. As a broker, we shop multiple banks, so we want to work for you, not for any bank in particular. We shop for the best one, the best product, and then we're going to look for that window when that lender opens up some capacity to allow for applications to come in. Want to get you locked and then get you the absolute best rate that you possibly can and get you closed. So that's what's happening here on the coast. Just wanted to give you an update. Information's been hard to come by. I wanted to give you some clarity on what's happening. Obviously everyone's concerned, but surprisingly, real estate is something that is, because of the virtual model that we're seeing, and because it's not a big gathering event, is something that can still go forward. So if you have questions, I know everybody's worried. Call, email, text. Just want to be a resource. But having to go through finding this information out and really working hard to get it, I wanted to get it out to you as quickly as I could and share what I knew. So have a wonderful day. Enjoy this coastal time, this beautiful weather that we're having, and hopefully we'll all get through this really quickly and get back to things the way they used to be.